Hey guys, it's Brooke here. I wanted to do another video on another topic that a lot of people have been asking lots of questions about, doing a lot of research. I researched this topic for a long time, and I wanted to talk about reincarnation and what it really means. Reincarnation, from what because as you guys know, I'm an astral traveler. I've had a lot of experiences since I was a child. Dealing with supernatural and spiritual things, and this is my take on reincarnation. There's a lot of religious texts that say reincarnation is your soul having to go through different life cycles to learn important, meaningful lessons for your soul. But this is what I really feel reincarnation is, from my deep research and profound spiritual experiences that I've had in the dream state. This is what I came to terms with as far as reincarnation is concerned. Reincarnation is not necessarily a great thing, especially if your soul wants to go back to source. Sometimes situations happen where people remember past lives, very small glimpses of past lives. But my question is, why do I have to keep coming back here if my memory is erased or suppressed, and I have to keep living different life cycles and don't remember what I learned from my last soul journey? It just doesn't add up to me. So I believe reincarnation is actually not good at all. I believe it's a form of soul trapping, and I'm going to get into that right now. Soul trapping is basically where a soul will die, leave itself from the body, and a being that claims to be a nice being will come to you and say, let's go into the light or something like that. Or they'll tell you, oh, you have to come back to earth because there's some things that you have to work out for your soul to get back to the Most High. And then the soul is, because the light is so, it feels like love. With this light, it feels like love, it feels like peace. It's like, oh, I want to go into the light. It's like a fly that's attracted to lights. That's the soul, because the soul's been suppressed for so long in this system. So a being comes to you and says, let's go to the light, and a person will go to the light. Next thing you know, they're in a human baby again, and they're reliving another cycle. So there's something very funny about reincarnation to me. I don't think we should have to come back if we don't want to, especially if we've been reincarnated for thousands of times and we can't remember what we learned from our last soul journey. So reincarnation is actually a bad thing unless you want to come back. But if you're going to be reincarnated, you should be able to know what you've learned from your previous life. The key elements, not every single detail, because let's say your previous life you were a serial killer or something really bad. You don't want to remember that. I get it. But the key elements of what you've learned during that life should come with you. Well, they're there in your soul, but when you come into the human format, the brain is designed in a way where your memories are suppressed. So reincarnation is actually, unless you have your memories intact and you came to Earth for a specific agenda, I just think it's slavery. I think it's soul reincarceration, like what Bobby Hemmett so eloquently put. I believe our souls are being trapped here over and over and over to be put into these bodies for no apparent reason other than being slaves to the powers that be that are stuck in the lower dimensions. That's what I think is going on. There's so much evidence to prove that. I don't think anybody should have to come back to Earth 1,000 times to learn a lesson or something. How many times do I have to learn this fucking lesson? First of all, Earth is one of the lower realms. It was never like this, but it became this way because there are beings, whether they're extraterrestrial or fallen angels. We can go on and argue about it. The Bible said it's fallen angels, but then the Sumerian text is saying it's an Anunnaki. Okay, but whatever it is, whether we believe in Christianity or we believe in the Sumerian text, whatever it is, it's a being, it's a race of extraterrestrial beings or extra dimensional that's suppressing our souls and putting them into this human format, whereas our memories and our senses are suppressed and limited. Because our sight is limited, we can only see visible light. The light spectrum is very large. Actually, me being an artist working with colors, I study color theory to study the electromagnetic spectrum. There's ultraviolet, there's infrared, there's radio waves, microwaves. It gets even deeper than that. And as far as sound is concerned, I spoke to someone who was a musician, and I told him, like, you know, there's probably sounds that we don't hear. And there's sounds that go higher than what we hear or lower than what we hear, the octaves. And he said, yes, that is true. So there's a lot of things going on. We're in such limitation in the human format. Not saying to kill yourself and say, fuck it, being human sucks, I'm going to kill myself. No, there is a purpose for everything. There is a purpose. Like, for example, for me, I don't enjoy being human. You know, when my soul came into being human, when I was a kid, I remember coming from somewhere where it was infinite peace and love and harmony. I came from that place. I came into human format. I learned what bullying was. I learned what being made fun of was. I learned what abandonment was. I learned what love wasn't on this planet so far. And I'm slowly starting to learn what love is again, the older I get, following the path of light, following the Most High. So I learned what love isn't. I've been bullied. I've been all these things in my life. I've been made fun of. I've been talked about. It's painful, and you lose your light. But beyond all that bullshit the Matrix has to offer, life is deeper than just what we see. There's more senses than physical. Like, see, think about it like this. Our souls are in a computer with limitations, okay? And our computers can only sense a certain amount of information. But when people say they have near-death experiences or they're dreaming at night, when the body completely shuts down from physical consciousness, you actually see more vibrant colors. You feel things more deeply. You see things more deeply. Your sight is sharper. Your sound, the sound you hear is stronger, and the vibrations you feel are stronger because this universe is built on vibrations and frequency. When I went into deep meditation, I started to see the waves of light and the color patterns and the fabric of the matrix, which is the Fibonacci mathematical sequences. I actually started to see them. So at first it's like, okay, this stuff sounds really crazy, like some sci-fi crazy shit. It's like, dude, what the fuck? This shit sounds crazy. Like, this sounds like that tinfoil hat shit, right? But when I actually started meditating and practice deep, serious meditation, when I closed my eyes and just let the darkness engulf my eyes, and I just let my mind just work and shut down all the chatter and do the breathing exercises, I actually started to see patterns and waves and see flashes of color and stuff like that. So we are in limitations. There's more to this body than just the body. I'm pretty sure there's a purpose for us being here. I'm pretty sure certain people do have soul objectives where they're trying to get light back into their heart and their soul and gain more consciousness before they check out of here. But the thing is, it's like reincarnation is not good if you don't want to come back. There shouldn't be a being telling you, especially if it's not the Most High, because most of these beings that take souls and recycle it back into the matrix, they're not God. That's not God. That's not Jesus. These are shape-shifting beings that change yourself to whatever religion you believe. So if you believe in Jesus, you'll see Jesus. If you believe in, I don't know, Superman or Batman as a kid, you'll see Batman, and Batman will say, look, man, let's go back into the light. And that light is actually a portal to, because the physical body is, there's something in it that I don't know how they do it. I really don't. But there's something in the human body where the souls are put into the baby before the baby is born. There's a process that goes with that. I don't know how they do it, but that's what happens. You recycle into another life and you don't remember what happened from your past unless you really pray on it and really want to know. Then the Most High will tell you, because the Most High know what's going on, and the Most High is not happy. Whatever's going on Earth is a sin against the universe right now. There's so many beings trying to help us to find our way and stuff, because there's a lot of beings that are taking advantage of our ignorance. So there'll be demonic extraterrestrials that will come here and pretend to be Jesus and pretend to be Batman or Superman or pretend to be the woman of your dreams, and it's actually a dark shape-shifting reptilian. And this is real. I've seen this shit. All these years I've been drawing these lizards and these eyes, and I went into meditation, and today I actually saw the eyes of the reptilian being that's been around me for so long, since I was a kid, a shape-shifting being. So this stuff is very real. Like, we're in a hell of a lot of stuff going on. There's the Mandela effect going on. There's shape-shifting beings. There's people who are not human, because human bodies, they don't just house souls, they house other things too. So not everyone's human. I was on the train going to work a while back. I was going to work and I was on the train and I saw this woman, and she, like, straight up, no bullshit, this woman looked like a robot. I swear. Like, I think they're putting these robots and these clones in society to see if they can adapt to society, because I swear to goodness, this woman looked like some type of clone or robot. She was just staring out to, like, she didn't look high like she was on drugs, but she was just staring off into space. Her eyes were black and she was barely moving. She was just staring. I'm just like, man, we need truth and we need the Most High, because we need to get right. Because there's a lot of people that they want to date you or whatever, or they want to get with you, and it might be a reptilian. You don't know anymore. You're not dealing with human beings. You're not dealing with souls that come from the higher realms. We're dealing with all kinds of aliens and stuff. So we got to get right. And I've seen the being. I've seen the being. I did meditation. I said, there's something bothering me since I was a kid. A psychic talked to me and told me that someone cursed my family from my generations ago. So that being has been bothering me all my life, and I've been exposing that shit. And there's a lot of things going on that I've seen in my dreams. There's a lot of incubus and succubus stuff going on at night. They want to take your energy. They want to keep you trapped in the matrix. When you die, the most important thing before you check out of this planet is making sure that you're prepared to know what to do when you die. The Egyptians in the Kemetic spirituality and in Kemet, they used to study death a lot, because it's really important to know what to do and what to expect when you die. If a being comes to you and says, let's go back into the light, you ask that being, am I going back to source? Because I don't want to come back to earth anymore. How many times do I have to be reincarnated and getting my memory wiped to learn stuff? Like, it's just like going to school. It's like you go to school for like 12 years just to get your memory wiped and be told you have to go back to school in another body. It doesn't make sense. So that's how I know this is all bullshit. Reincarnation is bullshit unless you want to come back. If you want to come back as an ascended master or something like that, then you should be able to remember everything. But our system is so limited, and our souls are so, we don't know much of anything. That's how I know this is a slave system, because slaves aren't supposed to know shit. And we got to get back to the higher realms. Some of us might be here because we fell. We fell in vibration. We fell. There was parts of us that we had to, because in the higher realms, it's all about love, harmony, and balance. And if you don't have that, you fall to the lower realms. So some of us, we do have to be here, but we shouldn't be trapped here. If whatever we got to learn, we need to just learn it so we can get the hell out of here and get back to the higher realms. Because Earth is the matrix. And people be like, well, your life just sucks. It's not everyone's, but you got to understand something. It doesn't matter how great your life is here or how bad it is. We're still in the matrix. It's like being in a jail cell. You can have everything you want. You can have all the women you want, all the hot guys you want. You have all the cars. You have all the jewels. You have all the fame. But we're still in the matrix, though. That's the thing. We're not in the real world. So it doesn't matter what the fuck you have. We're not even in the real world anyway. We're here to learn. Our main purpose is to learn the why. Why am I here? How did I fall here? What aspects of myself do I have to work on? Because they're not going to let you in the higher realms if you lack peace and harmony within your heart. Because in those realms, they see energies. They don't see physical bodies. We see physical bodies because we're in a physical world, and that's being projected to us via the matrix. But when you're in the spiritual realms, they just see energies, they see colors, they feel vibrations. If something's not right with you, you go down to the lower levels until you get right. And that's what they consider hellish realms. The hellish realms were created by beings that have lost their light. That's why you see shadow beings. Beings are of complete darkness and no light, because they have no light. They have no light whatsoever, so all they can do is devour. Hunger is because of lack of balance. We're not supposed to be hungry. We're not supposed to be eating, because if you're a fully established being with balance and harmony. There's no need to feed because you're in perfect harmony with yourself, and you're a self-sustaining soul and system. That's why certain stars are actually souls, because they're self-sustaining and they have a lot of love and they can hold universes and solar systems together. But because our souls are trapped in these bodies and we're under a sun, they say nothing new under the sun, right? Well, we're under a sun because if we fell here, if we're fallen pieces of star bits that were trapped in bodies in the matrix, we've obviously fucked up somewhere. And I'm going to spend my life trying to figure out how I can get my light back so I can get to the higher realms when I transition. And I pray that everyone else does that too. And if you see any weird beings coming to you at night talking about some, I'm here to help you, you have to make sure that you're intelligent and you know what you're dealing with. Because I've seen in my spiritual journeys, I've seen a lot of beings that look like my brother or look like someone. Now I actually saw, because my brother passed away, you can tell in your heart if it's really that person. If you see someone that passed away, you can feel it in your heart. Okay, that's that person. But there were times where the people I seen, friends and stuff in my dreams, that wasn't them. Those were aliens. I mean, I just know that. You could feel it because something's just not right. They know how to shapeshift and manipulate the matrix. We got to get right with the Most High and truth and love and balance and finding your light, because you got to find your light again. I can't stress that enough. If there's holes in your aura, and if there's holes within yourself, that's going to create openings for these dark beings, because you're resonating on lower frequencies with these beings, so you'll start to see them more. So as far as reincarnation is concerned, learn what reincarnation is. Look at a lot of near-death experiences, and I believe I had near-death experiences myself because I died in my sleep, I believe, because there were dreams where I stopped breathing, and I really died, and I came back. I believe someone helped me out with that, whether it be an ancestor or my brother or a relative that passed away. I did get help to come back because I have to do this work. You know, we all do have a purpose. Nothing is by mistake. Everything has a purpose, but we should not have to be reincarnated 1,000 times to learn one fucking lesson. I mean, it just doesn't. It's like going back to college 20, 30, 55,000 times to learn the same shit. We're essentially here because we got to get our light back. That's it. I'm a very simple person. You know, if you can't deal with simplicity on my channel and you need fancy words and diagrams and shit, don't fucking come here. I'm going to give it to you straight, because the way the Most High was speaking to me, the Most High is very simple. We don't need all these diagrams and stuff sometimes. These diagrams and stuff are good because we got to learn the symbolism and the fabric of our matrix, and our reality is comprised of fractal patterns. I've seen the patterns when I was in my dream state, when I closed my eyes, and when I got really high off of marijuana, marijuana is a healing plant. I don't care, oh, it's a drug. If you use it too much and you smoke it, it's a drug. But if you know, Dr. Layla Africa and Dr. Sabi said, if you ingest it like tea or on your food or something, it's actually a medicinal plant, and it can teach you a lot. But you know, it's not something to abuse every day and get high all the time. That's just not the way it works. But the plants on the earth can teach you things. It can open up aspects of your mind that have been closed and limited because of the air, food, water pollution, fluoride, and chemtrails. Man, I've had the worst fucking allergies in my life this year. I'm so sick of these chemtrails. I'm so sick of this bad air outside, pollution. Before we know it, we're going to have to start paying an air tax. I mean, they want to tax the sun, the air, the food, the water, things that are supposed to be free to the beings on this planet. It's just sick. This is a sick fucking thing. And I just hope we start fighting, because I'm just tired. I'm tired of talking about this shit. Because people don't care. They think this is the best it's ever going to get. I've been to realms where you don't have to take buses and cars. You could just be wherever you want to be. You don't have to pay for anything. You can live throughout the universe and do whatever you want to do, as long as you stay... you respect the universal laws of the solar system or the universe you're in, and you could do whatever you want as long as you're built on peace and harmony and learning. But no, you know, people don't care. They think this is the best it's going to be. Getting high, getting fucked up, getting drunk, getting pussy, going to strip club, that's the best it's going to get, right? Well, that's the lower level shit. That's low level shit. That's child's play. I mean, I wish you guys would just, you know, I wish people would just stop enjoying, like, You know, I drank, I smoked, I fucking did shit in my life. That shit did not make me happy. It was just a temporary thing. We need spiritual enlightenment and spiritual happiness. That's all that matters on this planet. Everything else is bullshit. Our lessons are important. The people that love us are important. Learning what's going to happen to us when we die and who we're dealing with as far as these aliens, we need to learn about that because that's important. And we got to get right with the Most High and truth. And that's it. That is it. I don't need no diagram. I will make a diagram if you guys want, but, you know, honestly, you know, the Creator, you know, is a simple being. Very simple. Very complicated, but very simple. Because we don't even understand how to have spiritual sight, let alone we think the best is ever going to get is getting nice cars and pussy and stuff, and people got to stop with this bullshit. It will make you feel good for the time being, but that's some ego shit. Ego's on the lower levels, actually. Ego is a lower level thing. It's a construct of this place, and you know, everybody wants to feel good about themselves. Everybody want to feel, I'm the baddest bitch, you know, or I have this guy's like I got the most cars, and that's cool and all. We all want that stuff, but at the end of the day, we got to get right with truth. If anything, please just try to open your mind. Ask yourself a question like, why am I here? These are good questions. Don't let anyone fucking tell you that's a bad question. It doesn't matter why you're here. You know, like, yes, it does. Like, you know, yes, it does matter where our souls are coming from, where they're going. Why am I not, why is this information not important? Don't let no one tell you just focus on going to work. And yeah, we need to go to work. We need to pay our bills. We got to do what we got to do. I'm not knocking that, but just take some time to meditate and just don't be afraid, because a lot of people are afraid to ask why. They don't want to question anything. They don't want to question their religion. They don't want to question, well, this is what I was told and that's it. No, it's deeper. It's a spiritual journey. It's your journey. It's no one else's journey. Everything you see in this universe is projected from within, from the mind. And we don't even, if I talk to someone about this stuff, they're going to think I'm smoking too much ganja. They're going to think I'm on too much of that crazy shit. I'm like, more and more proof is coming out every day. Every day. Even science is proving it. Dr. James Gates, great scientists, talking about some, there's error correcting codes in our reality. We have got to fucking stop being afraid and say, wait a second, we might be in a computer system, because there's all kinds of powerful ass computers and aliens and things fucking with our mind, putting us in weird realities because we're too afraid to say, hey, something's really wrong with this world and we gotta figure it out. And that's what we gotta do. We gotta get to truth. Truth is the only thing that's gonna get us, because in the spirit world, you can't lie, you can't hide, because there's no such thing as makeup, there's no such thing as cars, there's no such thing as bank accounts and TV. When you're in spirit, and everyone in the spirit world can see you for who you are internally. And if you're not right with that, they're gonna send your ass to the lower realm. So we gotta get right with that. And enjoy your time on earth and stuff, but don't waste too much time, because even in the Bible, which I'm not religious, but even in the Bible it says you cannot get too attached to things in this world. You can enjoy them, but understand that all this is temporary. Enjoy what you got, but the most important thing is those who love and care about you. Love is the most important thing. I can't stress that enough. Love and not fear. Not fear. Don't fear death. Death is not the end. I've seen it. I can tell you. I'm not crazy. Death is not the end. I've seen it for myself. I've died in my sleep. I really died in my sleep. I stopped breathing and I was sent back here. It's not the end. It is not the end. And just have hope and have faith. Spend this time, work, get a job, take care of your family, and just take some time at night to meditate, ask questions. There's nothing wrong, because when you ask the Most High questions, you will get answers immediately. Something will happen in your life where you might be taking a bus and a leaf will blow by. And by that leaf, it might be a message. It might be a street sign that says Brown Street or something. You see the word brown, and then next thing you know, you see an article about something to do with brown, and the question you ask. I know it sounds crazy, but if you ask questions, things will happen in your life to help you understand those answers. So keep asking those questions. Don't just let someone tell you, well, God said that you're here and that's it. Like, no, stop listening. Some of these gods people are believing in are actually demons, okay? I'm sorry I have to say that, but it's the Most High told me that some of these gods people are really praying to and worshiping and dying for are actually demonic beings. So, because the Most High doesn't need you to be bowing down to, like, the Most High just wants love reciprocated. What does that mean? We just need to keep the love flowing. All the Most High wants is people to want to learn, seek out truth, and learn and understand love and how to conquer their fears. The Most High doesn't want people bending over, worshiping Him all the time. That's a demon. Demons like worship. The Most High likes His students, of spiritual students, to learn and grow and understand what love is. And the Most High doesn't care about if you're worshiping Him and bending over and spending all your money in the church tithes for it. No, that's not the way the universe works, okay? That's the way Earth works. That's not all the planets in the universe operate like Earth operates. Some planets don't even have a monetary system, So, all right, guys. Thanks for listening to me rant. I just want everyone to, I don't want to cry and get cheesy because I'm not the type. Maybe I am the type, I don't know. I don't want to cry and get cheesy, but I just want everyone to love each other, man. I'm so sick of all these shootings and this hate and this bullying and cyber bullying and people talking trash about people and it's just so, like, this world is so demonic and it's so evil, and I just can't. I just be praying to God, please, I hate this world. Like, I really hate, I don't even hate the world, I say this evil. I just hate evil people and just people with no heart and no soul and will do anything to put other people down, to feed their darkness. Because they're turning into a shadow person. Some people in human form are actually turning into shadow people and they don't even know it. It's those types that like to devour energy. That, people that you're around where all they want to do is just put you down, like, your hair isn't good. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. You smell. Those types of people, they just enjoy seeing your pain. And they're turning into a shadow person. So when they die, they're going to actually become a shadow being. And that ain't my fucking problem. I'm trying to get people to the light. Because that's all there is. It's either you're light or you're dark. You can't be in the middle. Trust me, I tried. I have darkness, But there's such a powerful light inside of me that's like, sometimes people think they're dark because of what they've gone through in their life. But it's not. It's some people go through darkness, but deep down inside, you're not like that. I know I'm not as dark as I think I am. There's parts of me that need work, but a majority of us, we're not born fucked up. It's just a process. When you get older, you kind of become a little fucked up, and then you got to find your way back to where you first started, which is when you're a kid, you just love and you just explore, and then when you get older and you're indoctrinated and you got the school system and all these things teaching you, if you're not smart, you're dumb. If you're not getting it fast, you're slow. It's just you're either this or that. There is no middle ground. It's either you're smart or you're slow. It's either you're pretty or you're ugly. It's either you're this or you're that. And that's the rigidness of this matrix is built on mostly left brain mechanical functions. And we got to get the balance going. It's built on mostly masculine energy, which is necessary, but it's just too much masculine energy and suppression of the feminine energy, which is the right side of the brain, which is the love and the light and the intuition. And we're suppressing that so much. Everyone's got to stand up straight and be perfect. And I'm like, I'm so not perfect. I can't get anything right. Why the fuck? Like, it's so frustrating. I'm just like, people like, oh my God, stop bitching and moaning. But I'm tired. It's like, you got to stand up straight. You got to be perfect. Your money got to be perfect. You got to be right. You got to look at people when you're talking to them. And it's like, you go crazy and shit. Like, look, why don't you just cut all that shit out and just be your fucking self and learn to love yourself? And that's the first fucking step. And then when you first start loving yourself, then you can spread your light and love to others. Which that's what the Most High wants us to do. The Most High wants us to know who we are, where we're screwing up at. We get our shit together. We find love, because there is lots of love on this planet, and there's also a lot of evil. And we just got to find the light. If we can't find the light by the time we, check out of here, you might just be reincarnated again. Or worse, you might turn into a shadow person, or you might be a disembodied spirit, or you might be earthbound, or you might be, put in a jar somewhere, because these beings put people's souls in jars and stuff, and I don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk about it because my spirit just told me don't talk about that, because you know, I have to protect myself. I don't want anyone coming here. I don't want no FBI shit coming to my house. All right, guys, have a great night.